Most people don't realize that there's a specific strategy to getting business funding from big banks. Long gone are the days where you could just walk into the branch, sit down, apply for funding, and get approved. So in this video, I'm going to break down Wells Fargo and show you how you can get up to 50K in business funding from them with little work. So let's head over to my computer and get right into it. All right, so we're at my computer now, and the first thing you're gonna want to know is the data points. I can't stress enough, you can't get approved for any type of funding if you don't know the criteria and the underwriting process for the particular bank. So that's why we always start with the data points, because it's the most important thing. So first things first, you're going to need to have at least a 680 credit score. This is mostly across the board for the big banks. They're gonna want to see at least a 680, and this kind of shows them that you have at least some fair to decent credit and something to work with. So the next thing is Wells Fargo is going to pull your Experian FICO 9. All right, a lot of banks don't use FICO 9, they still use FICO 8, but Wells Fargo is one of the few banks that is going to pull from your Experian FICO 9. So you'll definitely want to make sure you can check this. The easiest way is if you have a Wells Fargo personal account, they actually give you your Experian FICO 9 score for free. So that's kind of the easiest way to check this and know what your FICO 9 scores are, because they do differ a little bit from FICO 8. The next thing on the list is no collections, no charge-offs, no BKs, public records, any negative thing on your credit report, late pays as well. You're going to want to have that stuff completely removed and completely clean to be able to run this funding play. And also, it does help if you have other personal credit cards with high limits. I can't stress this enough. Right now, banks are kind of just mimicking what other banks give you. If you had some other banks give you 10,000, that's most likely what you're going to get on a business credit card or even a line of credit. And this is a key thing right here. Your utilization on your credit cards needs to be under 5%. I know most people think it's under 30% and they're good, or under 20%. And usually if you kind of know business funding a little bit, you might think 10%. But trust me, in the times we're in right now with underwriting being very tight, you really want to have your utilization under 5%. And to be honest, as close as you can be to 1%, the better, because again, I've seen with people getting these approvals that just having a 2 to 3% difference in your utilization can cost you anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 in credit line approval. So this is very important. So you'll definitely not want to have no more than 2 new accounts in the last 3 months. All this is that you're showing Wells Fargo that you're not thirsty for credit. You're not out here on the hunt trying to just get any approval that you can. You're methodical and you have a process, and that's what banks like to see. They don't like to hand out funding to people that look like they need it. Okay, so this is one of the key factors that they use to determine that is new accounts. And even with the inquiries, you don't want to have no more than 3 new inquiries in the last 90 days. This goes into that thirst factor that we always talking about. You don't want to look thirsty when you're trying to get funding, and this plays into that as well. So with that said, this is the entire criteria for you to be able to be in position to get approval. So now we're going to head over to Wells Fargo's site and look at their accounts and see what exactly we need to do on the Wells Fargo side to be able to go ahead and get set up to get approvals. All right, so we're on Wells Fargo's site, and the first thing you're going to need to do is set up a business bank account. This is very common with any, honestly, big bank or regional bank, even sometimes credit unions. You're going to need to set up a business bank account. So go ahead and start here. Now, I always recommend trying to get something that has the lowest monthly service fee. So the Initiate Business Checking Account, which is the one right here, is going to be your best bet. As you see here, you can actually avoid the monthly service fee with one of the following for the period, which can be having a minimum daily balance of $500 or a $1,000 average ledger balance. Now, what I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and you're ready to go ahead and just set up a business bank account, and you can apply the same day when you go in and set up the business bank account. However, you will get much higher approvals and have an easier time getting approved if you wait 90 days and actually increase your bank rating. So how you do this is you deposit a good amount of money into the bank account and you let it sit there without withdrawing it at all for 90 days. The sweet spot is anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000. If you have that and you can put that in your bank account and let it sit in the business account for 90 days, this will dramatically increase your approval odds and also increase your approval limits. Trust me on this. Bank rating plays a key factor in and getting approvals and how much you get approved for. So if you want to maximize that window, definitely increase your bank rating by doing just that. And if you're enjoying the video so far, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Also subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications as well, so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so we're finally at the good stuff, and this is the lines of credit that we're all here for. So first, let's start with the Wells Fargo business line of credit. This is for business owners and LLCs, or whatever your entity is that's been established for at least 2 years or more. If you're a startup, hang around. We got something for you too. Don't worry. But this is for the more established businesses for this particular line of credit. As you see here, the new customer offer is this: no annual fee for the first year. At the bare minimum, you can get $10,000 to $150,000 revolving credit line, and rates as low as the prime plus 1.75%. Typically, what we're seeing right now on the low end is like 8% for a line of credit, upwards to like 14 to 15%. It definitely depends based on your credit profile. So the next one is the Wells Fargo Small Business Advantage line of credit. This is for customers in business less than 2 years. So if you're a startup, this can work for you as well. No annual fee on this one, and then you can do bare minimum $5,000 up to $50,000 in revolving credit line, and then the rates are as low as the prime plus 4.50%. All right, so that's the same scenario as I told you with the other one. And then here are some things that Wells Fargo suggests as far as how you can better your approval odds. And again, you see it right here strictly from Wells Fargo. They say a 680 credit score at the time of application. So they're telling you exactly what I just told you on the data points, that's what you're going to need. And then obviously they're not going to tell you all the rest of the stuff, but I went ahead and gave it to you for Wells Fargo for their underwriting criteria. And this is just some other basic stuff about the ownership. 25% is the key right here. If anybody that has 25% or more of ownership, they can go ahead and be the personal guarantor for this line of credit. And they do have the Wells Fargo Prime line of credit. This is typically for businesses with $2 to $10 million in annual sales. So if that's you, this would be the option that you would want to go with best if you fit the criteria for this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was like a real quick one, simple breakdown of Wells Fargo. It's a great bank. They do have business credit cards as well. They've been kind of changing their product line around with that. If you really have a good relationship with them, you probably can get one of the old Wells Fargo platinum business credit cards, but they are switching the product line out, and they're coming out with some new business credit cards, so be on the lookout for that. I will be dropping videos on that when they do release to the public. So with that said, that's all I have for you today on this one. Just wanted to get this video out really quick for Wells Fargo. Just if you're looking for a funding play from a big bank, or maybe you already have a relationship with them, this is the criteria on how to get approved for their funding. So go ahead and smash that like button if you enjoyed the video today. Subscribe to the channel as well. Hit that bell for notifications so you will be notified every time I drop a new video. I do have a masterclass coming up on the channel that I'm going to drop, where I go from start to finish on, if you're a startup, what you need to do to get approved for funding, all the criteria, everything you need to know. So if you don't want to miss that, again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because that's going to be a really good free masterclass for you on how to get funding if you're a startup. And also, if you're a new or existing business owner and you already have a 680 credit score, but you don't have time to be trying to do all this research and try to figure out what banks you want to go to, go ahead and book a call below with us. On this call, we'll go ahead and sit down with you, analyze your situation, see where you're at right now, see if it makes sense for us to work together and work with you one-on-one to get not only guidance, but to build you a custom funding strategy that you can go out and implement. And in most cases, depending on where your business is at, we can actually pair you right up with underwriters that get you the funding, very, very fast. We're talking about in under 30 days in most situations. So if that interests you in any way, you can go ahead and click the link in the description. You could book a discovery call with us. Again, we'll sit down, analyze your situation, and go over everything and see if it's a good fit for us to work together. Now, if you're looking for more funding plays, go ahead and click the video on the screen right now. It's a video I did a while ago on Key Bank. This is a really good funding play. You can get up to 50K with this bank as well. Maybe you're in a specific region that Key Bank is in, and again, you want to just rack up all this startup funding that you possibly can. You can run that play with Key Bank. So go ahead and click that video right there, and I'll see you in that video.